Does size matter? That is the question with the Space Marine line from Joytoy. Now, the Space Marine 2 figures, they've come out and they've caused no small bit of controversy. We have Titus here, which if you take him and you compare him to, a previous, this is a jump pack Intercessor, he's taller, and so it's like, oh, the scale's all out of whack. There's this, there's that. Even, this is an Alpha Legion Saboteur console. Like, is the size out of whack? So people have been raising the alarm about scale creep, right? So off the jump, we know the Space Marine 2 line of action figures like Calgar here, they're meant to be kind of their own different line. The video game license is its own different license, right? So they're going to be set apart for that way. But then folks have noticed, maybe what's going on with maybe the World Eaters. They're pretty big. If this guy's Primaris and this guy's Chaos, what the hell? Chaos don't have the Rubicon surgery. So, as you look, you can see, like we have a Calgar with old Calgar, and it's a significant upgrade, right? Like, that's little baby, it's like little baby bro, and you can switch the heads, by the way. So there's a few photos I have, videos where I just switch the heads. So the swappability dedication is really nice. If you look at Calgar compared to Guilliman, it's like, is Guilliman undersized now? I don't know. Is Guilliman... I don't even know what I'm saying. I just like, look at the little mini Victrix Guard. Like, look at these little guys. So you can compare the Victrix Guard versus the Victrix Guard. It's quite an upgrade. The shield on the Victrix Guard, fantastic. I love the extra detail and whatnot. Like, so yeah, there's definitely something going on with the scale, even outside of purely the Space Marine 2 line, right? So people can draw a lot of different conclusions. They can say a lot of different stuff on what they like, what they don't like. Personally, I'll say this. I still think it's fine. So if you have like Calgar here, even you put Calgar with like the other mini Victrix Guard, it does make him look wimpy. Putting him next to like my boy Mephiston, it makes Mephiston look like a loser chump, right? And part of that's Calgar, and part of that's it's just how it is. So to some degree, depending on what figures you have, they're kind of wildly outclassed. But I don't actually think it's necessarily all that bad. I think it's more extreme than people have been saying. Like, I think Titus looks fine next. I think he even looks fine next to the Victrix Guard. That's kind of, obviously that's a little ridiculous. So some figures do not fare well. Some figures, I think that's a fine comparison. I do also have the benefit of being new to the Warhammer universe. I've only really gotten into Warhammer starting in, like October of last year, where the Turtles were coming out, so I really wanted to see what it's all about. So I got this freaking Terminator, which you can also compare with like Calgar and whatnot. And I was just blown away by the detail, the awesomeness of it all. And there's no going back after that. I'm deep. I've read some books. I'm on Godblight now. I've read like Darkness in the Blood. So if you have a Warhammer book recommendation, let me know. So for me, it doesn't bother me. If it bothers you, I totally get it. If you're like a very much like a stickler and whatnot, I get it. I get why you would be upset. Unfortunately, it does seem that is the way of the future. So it does seem we'll get like a bump up in size on figures. I mean, even like they're on the little like display thing, so they even have a little over him. But these are still just bigger boys. I mean, they're bigger boys, right? Which it doesn't bother me. If it bothers you, you're not wrong. I totally get it. I don't know. Let me know in the comments. Let me know what you think. Anyways, I wanted to show that because I know people have been curious on where everything's going. So that's just a fair, honest look so you can compare size and things, Titus. And you can decide for yourself if it's a deal breaker, if you're pissed, join the Joytoy Discord, complain. That's totally fine, totally valid. But we're going to move on and we're going to check out freaking Calgar. This upgrade to Calgar. I think This is fantastic. I think this is beautiful. I do have the old Calgar, because another thing that some people are mad about is that they kind of did a reissue of old Calgar, and then right after that, essentially, they're like, hey, Space Marine 2 Calgar. I think this is a clear and obvious improvement. There's a charm to this guy, right? I don't know where his little head is, his actual, like the head sculpt. I think they greatly improved the head sculpt. Some people, they do prefer this one, right? Like, that's pretty good. It has like a certain fierceness, but I think this one is just kind of generally way better. You know, I think almost across the board, this Calgar, he's much more limited on what you can do. He has no, like, you can't swap out the hand, so it's all just like, it's all punch in, and the bullet, I don't even know, is that the bandolier, the bullet thingy, it kind of limits him. The cape is really nice. You can actually switch capes. He has like 2 different capes. I'll put him in back. Just so many Space Marines, so many Ultramarines. New Calgar, he has more wires and he has a much bigger clearance on that. So you can do like much more dynamic, different varied poses. He's still very much just blasting. He just started blasting, right? But he has like all the upgrades. I think this is a mechanically like far superior body, you know? And so he can do... I think it's just fantastic, the details. So yeah, no full Townsend. You're not getting a full Townsend. I guess that's a half Townsend, you know, which is pretty good, because he does have the butterfly joint still, which is fantastic. The pauldron moves, so you can get like a better range that way. Though your mileage may vary on what you're trying to do. He does have the bicep cut. He does have the double jointed elbows, but again, you're basically getting just 90, right? He has like the crunch, the back bend, and then the splits. He doesn't have, one thing that's nice is you can see on like the Titus figures, and even the same with the Victrix Guard, they have this armor piece, which obviously you're limited, so you're not kicking out that way. Calgar doesn't have that. So he can do sideways splits with, at least without fear, even though like stuff knocks into it, but he can do the other way splits. He's just a fantastic figure, double jointed knees, and he has, of course, like the feet. Your toe hinge might get stuck. Don't be afraid. I just usually just like force it, right? It's just fantastic. But the coolest upgrade, there's 2 cool upgrades, right? So you have the hands. So he has these, you get like a bevy of hands, right? If we dig all those out, and so he's wearing one fist, so you have the other fist. Very cool, very detailed. And he has these 2 like, oh, what have I done? Reaching out to humanity hand. And then he has these like directional pointer hands where he's like, you, like he's a airport employee or a battlefield commander. That's what he would be, right? So that's the cool part. You can switch the hands. They are rather deep in there, right? So, and I've talked to some folks, these are kind of a pain to change. Probably the easiest way, just go ahead, put these in some warm water, heat them up a little bit. But it's mainly hard because they're just so goddamn deep in there. You can even like put them in there a bit and not even realize they're connected. It's just, yeah, it's kind of a real pain in the ass. You have to get... Yeah, I fucking hate that. So they are annoying. You gotta get in there. Maybe this one's a little better. There you go. Yeah, you'll feel it. You'll know. So you have that in there, and then like the fist. They're just very deep in there, so you just do a lot of pushing or heating them up. So that's one cool thing. So you can change the hand expression. You know, he's waving. It'd be cool. I don't know if Calgar ever wields a sword. It'd be cool to have a grippy hand. Just give him the Emperor sword, whatever the hell, right? The other fun thing, this Space Marine 2 line, the previous Titus figure, they didn't come with the LEDs. These ones do. Now going forward, because the Victrix is the same way, they all have, you have this beautiful helmet head, and it's touch. You don't even need a magnet. And it's kind of like, it's really like a tap. You need to like bump it. But you have like, it's on, it's off, and like breathing, which is super cool. Maybe if I turn off the light, you can see it better. Ooh, that's sick. There's just something cool about a light up head. You can turn it off. The other cool thing is it turns off automatically after 30 seconds. That's a great feature. You don't have to worry about like leaving it on and forgetting and it's going to burn out the battery, because these little batteries do burn out fast. You will need, I'll show you in the instructions, because they give you instructions what to do, what direction to put the battery in. Make sure like the little gritty part is facing the little circuit boardy things, not the metal one. So you're going to put it in. That's a CR927. You can get like, I just get like a packs like this off Amazon, right? And because tracking batteries down in person, it's hard as hell. Maybe like a specialty store has them, but I just go online, CR927. They have all kinds of jackass names. But it can be hard to wiggle this shit off. I forget. Let me even see, make sure I'm putting the force on the right part of it. Okay, yeah, the goggly part does come off. Because yeah, which is nice, because it's like a very secure thing. We can pop that light back on. Gosh damn it. Why? Wait. Yeah, just do a bunch of wiggling and then drop it. That's what you really want to do. So yeah, these ones come, like you have the light there. They come with this thing, right? So you're just going to load the battery in. Like I said, they come with the lights. You don't have to buy them. That's just, it's so nice. It's so cool. Put it back on. And then you can pop this head off. Like I said, the head does switch. It's the same little ball peg that old Calgar has. So if you do like the old Calgar look, go for it. Why not? It's your figure. Who cares? If you enjoy it more, there's nothing to stop you. So there's him there. And I'll show you, I can do you another demo with the Victrix Guard. The Victrix Guard, by the way, freaking awesome. Let's just do a little mini review here. Because really, Victrix Guard, Calgar, Guilliman, you have them all. They gave you some extra clearance. I was real worried about like the shoulder pauldron thing. Look how cool that is. You can move it up, and they made the cape flexible enough and pliable enough that even though it's hooked there, it does get out of the way. So it's basically, if you have Titus and whatnot, the cool shield, you know how these guys go. Pull that up there, just like so. You can pull this thing. Let's get a battery out. And there. And like I said, the little gritty textured part goes facing the circuit board, and you can just slide that in. And then I believe you kind of want to do, you can see the lights are like here and here. I'm just putting the black part down. There we go. And then, boom. It's hard to focus, but you get the drift. It's super rad. I love these figures. It's so cool. Of course, I have the new Titus and company too, but I just think it's such a beautiful upgrade. I think these are so rad. Though I still recommend the old Victrix Guard. You know, they're just, it's fun. There's a cool vibe to them, but it's so rad having Calgar with his Victrix Guard, and then having Guilliman with his Victrix Guard. I just think they're sick. I do wish these little things were gone, because it's fucking annoying. So the range can be not quite as good, but between the sick shield with the texture, the power sword, God, Victrix Guard, I just love. Am I a big time Ultramarines guy? I very well could be. It might be. That might be who I am. You give me a fancy Ultramarine, obviously Guilliman, maybe the fanciest, but like a Calgar with his freaking hands and just like the details. This is a real treat. So even if you do have old Calgar, I think you got to get this one. Scale be damned, whatever you feel about that. I actually kind of think old Calgar is just too small either way. I think he's not big enough. But I guess if you compare it, if you view this as like pre-Primaris and then this is Primaris, you can headcanon it that way. But my God, this Calgar is just utterly fantastic. All the seals, everything. And you don't need a magnet for the head sculpt. That's why I don't know how Joytoy baked in the motion thing. I guess it has like a tiny motion sensor, but kudos to them, because magnets are cool, they're easy, but they're also like a pain in the ass. So you're just tapping the shit out of him. It's sick. It's sick. I freaking love this Calgar. This one I did get from LTCave. They're a great shop. I believe they still have them in stock. Link in the description. Flyema, they're also fantastic. AliExpress is fantastic. Or you can also get them on the TikTok shop. I know people don't trust TikTok, blah, 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 whatever. But Joytoy official, you know, you can hang out with Rose and Yuna and me a hell of a lot of the time. But they're always giving flash sales and deals. So that's a great place to get them. And they also often have old stock. That's how I got Calgar, actually. Old Calgar. They're like, hey, we have 5 pieces today for sale. You know, because they are Joytoy official and they have access to all the real stuff. So sometimes they'll pull out the awesome grail of a figure and you can get it and have fun. But yeah, if you're at all curious about this Calgar or worried or on the fence, I don't think you need to be, because I think this figure is incredibly stellar and I love it. So thank you again for joining me. Hope you have a great day, a great rest of the week. I was doing like lawn crap today and I'm exhausted. Maybe I have heat stroke, but I always appreciate you watching. If you like the video, leave a like. If you hate it, dislike it. Flame me in the comments, whatever. Let me know. Let's chat. But yeah, have yourself a great old time. I'll be over here tapping Calgar until the cows come home. See ya.